Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 169 of our Beyou 365-day challenge. Do one thing every day that improves us, moves us toward who it is we want to be, the best continually improving version of ourselves as we live this life, and helps us to create the life that we want instead of maybe just what we feel like we're stuck with. So today we're going to talk about, we're focusing on relationships for the month of June. That's part of our 9-part life framework: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. And we are focusing on today relationship support. What is it? 5 characteristics and critical elements of a supportive relationship, and 8 traits of a supportive person. What does a supportive person even look like? If you've been involved in great relationships and you've been a great supportive partner, you know a lot of what it feels like and what it looks like. But some of us have been involved in really dysfunctional relationships throughout our life, and we might not have an idea of what is important. What does a supportive relationship even look like? Well, according to Tony Robbins, a supportive relationship is the ability to show understanding, compassion, and love. And I think that's a pretty good definition. Of course, we know I'm a Tony Robbins fan, have been for almost 5 decades, over 4 decades, long time I follow Tony Robbins for a lot of reasons. Number one, I liked what he did. I saw evidence of how he helped people, and the things that he taught, the tools and the tips and the strategies and the neuro-linguistic programming things were things that I could apply in my life right away. I didn't have to follow everything he said, and I definitely haven't over the years, but every once in a while there's a tool or something that's really positively impacted my life, and I continue to use today. So what are 5 critical elements of a supportive relationship? Number 1, commit to supporting the other person. It's just like everything else, right? It's pretty much 5-step process to anything that we want. Well, if you want a good, committed relationship, then you first need to commit to supporting the other person. And this is true of our primary relationship, our significant other, as well as our other relationships. How well do you support your children? How well do you support your relatives? How well do you support your friends, etc.? Number 2, we need to build our relationship on a bedrock of honesty. Now, and I guess openness and trust. And again, we've talked about a little bit the definition and how we define those things, and it's up to us. But if our values and our definition of those things don't pretty much match the other person's, we're going to find challenges and conflict in the relationship. Number 3, you can't accept responsibility for the other person and for them, but I added a second part to this one. You have to be 100% responsible for yourself. You have to accept responsibility and accountability for yourself in the relationship, but you can't do that for the other person, right? Number 4, you have to believe in them. You have to believe and have faith in that person in order to be in a supportive relationship. And finally, 5, base your relationship on equality. And again, to me, equality is a total buzzword and subject to our interpretation. What feels equal to you and equal to other people can be entirely different. But as long as how the people in the relationship, you guys, can you tell I'm from the Midwest? As long as you agree on the different roles and responsibilities and what equality is in the relationship to you, that's what matters. It doesn't matter what other people think. I've been in relationships where we decided together what is each of our responsibility, and it wouldn't necessarily look or equal to people on the outside of our relationship, but to us it was equal in terms of we each gave and got what we thought was a balanced, equal amount of what we needed from the relationship. I hope I'm explaining that clearly enough. All right, so now let's talk about 8 traits of a supportive partner. And you can just do a little self-quiz. That's what I do when I read lists like this, and ask yourself, well, am I that? And is the other person in the relationship I'm asking, is this a supportive relationship in my mind? Are they doing that and having, and just, I guess, displaying that trait as well? So what's the first one? Being a good listener. Okay, I admit it. I struggle with this one sometimes because I like to talk. So are you a good listener? Is the person that you are in a relationship with, whatever the relationship might be, are they a good listener? Number 2, do you show consideration for your partner? Are they good at showing consideration for you? Number 3, do you take time to laugh together and have shared experiences with your partner? 4, do you pay attention to your partner? I think one of the biggest relationship killers in whatever relationship, whether it's a friend, I've personally experienced it in friendships, but in our significant other relationship as well, is the lack of attention to them entirely or to details and noticing things about them. Number 4, I think this might be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're being helpful. A trait of a supportive person is they're helpful. They help you when you need it, not necessarily by bossing you around. I was having a conversation with my sister is what reminded me of that this morning. Do they have the ability to apologize? Guess what? There's a lot of people on this planet that absolutely positively will not, cannot, choose not to apologize no matter how much they hurt you or do something wrong. Are they honest? Do they have integrity? Do you believe what they say? Do they treat you, I guess I always say, do they treat you with dignity and respect, and do you treat them with dignity and respect? Because I think, to me personally, that's really important in a relationship. And finally, is the partnership or is the relationship viewed as a team? Do you work together to achieve goals and the desires in the relationship and in your lives? Do you support one another? Are you teammates? If not, that could be a problem. So what's our action item today? Today, we're just going to think about relationships and what support in a relationship looks like and feels like to us. I don't know about you, but I know when I feel unsupported, but I'm not necessarily sure that I know when I feel supported and what that feels like. So today I'm going to think about that. What does that mean to me? Like I said, I've been in relationships that were not so healthy and I did not feel supported, and I know how horrible that felt, but I want to identify for myself what makes me personally feel supported. And so that's what our assignment is today. What makes you feel personally supported? Some of us need a lot of help and a lot of encouragement and a lot of the ability to vent about certain areas and aspects of our life, and that's how we feel supported. But it's like the love languages thing. If you feel supported in one way and the person you're in a relationship feels supported in a different way, we can have challenges and conflicts in our relationship. So that's it. That is our topic for today. Relationship support. What does support feel like to you in a relationship? And how do you know? How do you know that your partner in whatever type of relationship it is supportive to you? Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. And we're going to talk about tolerance. I like to preview the topic. I think it's an interesting one. Again, how do we define equality? How do we define support? How do we define tolerance? We're going to talk about that tomorrow, after I research it, of course. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll be with you tomorrow.